In Iraq, heavy fighting in the north as Kurdish Peshmerga forces hold the front lines against Islamic State militants. That's where we find CCTV's Sean Callebs.
We made the drive about 120 kilometers to the south to the city of Kirkuk. There hasn't been a great deal of fighting in that area recently, but we visited the front lines. The reason that city is important because of all the oil there. It contains about 20% of the oil in this country. The Islamic State has a great deal of oil itself to sell, but they're running low on gasoline. That's what we're hearing from the Peshmerga fighters. So they're trying to make sure that the Islamic State doesn't push in and take over the all-important refineries in and around that city. Now, near Mosul, the Peshmerga also making some inroads there. They're able to push the Islamic State fighters back, but as the IS fighters left, they torched a number of oil fields, at least 3. There's major concern about environmental damage. Also, this is an oil field that at one time was thought to hold about 1 billion barrels of oil, so very significant there. Also near Iran, the town of Jalala, that is an area that has seen some tense fighting. The word we're hearing from Peshmerga fighters is that the Islamic State has moved a great number of their fighters over to that region. Now, to try and hold them off, we know that Iran is supplying the Peshmerga fighters with some weapons, some arms. However, the Iranian foreign minister makes it clear that they are not sending troops, even though that battle is raging only about 30 kilometers from the Iranian border. A lot of people here and the neighboring countries are wondering if the U.S. is going to initiate any kind of airstrikes on Syria, especially after the atrocities that are now coming to light after the Islamic State seized a very important military airfield in that country. The United States is apparently considering it, but there's a lot to take under consideration. For example, if the Islamic State has their hands on surface-to-air missiles, if they can operate the air defense systems in that area, it could be very difficult for U.S. fighters, bombers. Perhaps drones would be something used there. But it's clearly something this area wants to see. Syria, Turkey, Iran have all been saying they need a coordinated effort to try and take on the Islamic State to push them out of northern Iraq. Sean Callebs, CCTV in Erbil.